Alright, so this video is going to be a discussion of how to convert between units of pressure. So far we've done a lot of different unit conversions. We've converted between units of distance using meters, kilometers, millimeters, etc. We've talked about units of mass. Remember that mass is the amount of matter that's present in the object. We also have discussed volume, which is the space that's occupied by a sample. So we've been converting between milliliters and liters in our previous unit. And now we're going to talk about the unit of pressure, which is the force per unit area. All right, so there are 4 different units that we usually use in chemistry to measure pressure. One is kilopascals, another is torr, we have millimeters of mercury, and atmospheres. Okay, we're going to do these unit conversions just the same way we've done any other unit conversion. So let's start by reading the problem. Problem says, the average atmospheric pressure in Denver, Colorado is 631 millimeters of mercury. Express this pressure in kilopascals. So essentially we are converting millimeters of mercury to kilopascals. Okay, so we're going to start by writing down the given information, 631 millimeters of mercury. Okay, anytime we're doing a unit conversion, we're going to be multiplying this by a fraction. Okay, and if I have millimeters of mercury on the top, I need to have the exact same unit on the bottom. So millimeters of mercury will go on the bottom. Okay, and then we are looking for kilopascals. Okay, unlike stoichiometry, we know that all of these units are equal to each other. We know the relationship between torr and atmospheres, between millimeters of mercury and kilopascals. In our stoichiometry unit, we didn't know the relationship between the mass of one substance and moles of a different substance. We had to go through multiple steps. Okay, so we are just going to look back up at our conversion factors. Okay, for every 760 millimeters of mercury, we have 101.325 kilopascals. Okay, so I'm just looking at the number that appears next to the unit in my conversion factor. Okay, for every 101.325 kilopascals, there are 760 millimeters of mercury. Okay, so in this problem, we're going to multiply the numbers on the top and divide by the numbers on the bottom. The reason why we put millimeters of mercury on the bottom is so that these units will cancel out and we will be left with kilopascals. Okay, so I've got 631 times 101.325 divided by 760. My answer is 84.1 kilopascals. Okay, so essentially for these types of conversions, because we know the relationship between all these units of pressure, I can do the unit that I have on the bottom and the unit that I want on the top. Okay, let's try another example. Okay, still talking about the atmospheric pressure in Denver, Colorado, except we are using different units this time. So in this case, they express the atmospheric pressure in atmospheres, so 0.830 atmospheres, and the question is asking for the pressure in millimeters of mercury. So start by writing the given information, 0.830 atmospheres. Okay, I have atmospheres on the top, so I'm going to put atmospheres on the bottom so we can get rid of that, and we are looking for millimeters of mercury. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and look at my conversion factors. So it says for every 1 atmosphere, I have 760 millimeters of mercury. So I'm just going to fill those numbers in. Okay, multiply the numbers on the top and divide by the numbers on the bottom. So 0.830 times 760 divided by 1. And I get 600, let's call that 631 for significant figures. Okay, and if you look back at the previous problem, which started with the atmospheric pressure in millimeters of mercury, we got the same answer.